Well, they've done it by creating an entire ecosystem, an entire environment that mutually reinforces its various components. So it started actually with before the iPhone with the iPod and then the iTunes Store. And now you have a system where there's a combination of hardware, software, and services that all feed each other and that all create an incentive for users to stay within that environment.
How much of this success is to do with Tim Cook and Tim Cook's business acumen? Because, you know, I mean, the numbers we're seeing here are phenomenal.
Well, when Steve Jobs passed away about 7 years ago, the market cap of Apple was around 400 billion. Today, it's at $1 trillion. And that has to be an incredible testament not only to Tim Cook's business acumen, but to his leadership abilities to have inherited the mantle from such a legendary figure and not only maintained the momentum that Steve Jobs was able to create, but in many, many ways to significantly accelerate that momentum. It's a tremendous testament.
Other companies have hit the trillion mark before, but haven't been able to maintain it. I mean, what is your prediction for Apple? Are they going to fall back, or are we going to see even more success for Apple?
Gosh, I wish I could predict it. All I can tell you is that that the strategy that they have pursued shows no signs of weakening. And to the contrary, they've been able to build up new businesses, which in Apple terms are relatively small, but for any other company would be enormous. Their wearables business, the Apple Watch and the AirPods, is of and in itself now a huge business. Their services, the iTunes Store, Apple Music, again, they're a relatively small part of the overall Apple mix, but they are tremendously large businesses of and in themselves. So what we've seen is not only their ability to sell lots of iPhones, but we've seen their ability to create those connections that that not only keep those existing businesses growing, but are helping them create new large businesses.
Diversification has definitely been key for them. Briefly, what is there concern when it comes to Apple? Are they too big?
Well, at some point you run into the law of large numbers, which says that you know, the bigger they get, the harder it is to move the needle. But they still have a lot of room to run. I mean, there's still a lot of the world where the iPhone is not as powerful a platform as it is in the US and in other countries where it's very strong. They have a lot of ability to eat into various pieces of the Android ecosystem. So you know, in terms of the future, they still have a lot of room to run.